Some farmers in Mpumalanga are already feeling the pinch after the increase in fuel prices. They say production costs are now very high, while the prices of their produce in the market remains the same. Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela is visiting some farms in Lothair near Ermelo, where he's been speaking to some of the farmers. Mweli, good to speak to you. Seems a lot of frustration coming from the farmers.
Yes, indeed, Hugo. There is a lot of frustration on the ground if you could consider the fact that we are just coming from a hard lockdown since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. And these farmers here are saying that they were still trying to recover from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and now the issue of the increase in fuel prices. And I can tell you now that this farm where I'm standing is run by a 26-year-old woman who is actually an emerging farmer. So she's saying that already she was delayed in as far as harvesting of her soybeans is concerned, because she had to now re-strategize and also ask for some funds. And asking for some funds meaning that she had to take a loan again because of what is happening now. Because these machines that you see behind me, Hugo, the harvesters as well as the tractors, they demand a lot of fuel, a lot of diesel. So during the harvesting period, she will also have to transport some people that assist her in this farm from different areas. So that also calls for her to put more money, dig into her pocket for more money for fuel. So that's the current situation. And she's actually telling me, Hugo, to say that even after harvesting, as farmers here, they have to prepare the soil for the next season. And they also have to make sure that there are implements ready for that particular season. So it's all about spending money now, according to her, especially on this farm, because looking into the prices of the produce that they get from the farms here selling into the market, they're saying that the prices, they remain the same. So they spend more in production costs, but then when they have to get those returns, there isn't any changes. So that's the situation on the ground, Hugo. That is why they're saying that they're calling on government, if there's any other way that the government can come into their rescue so that they can be able to be profitable on the ground. Let's listen to her in terms of what she had to say about the current situation.
The fuel price has greatly affected us farmers. With the price hike that has been going up month to month now, with all our operations here at the farm, it requires us to have enough diesel for us to continue with our operations. I mean, from soil preparations to the planting up until harvesting, I have been delayed because I did not have enough funds to continue with the operations. So I had to first outsource more funds so that I can continue with my operations. It is not easy because on a daily basis we need to get workers from their homes to get to the farm, and that requires us to collect them each and every morning to come here at the farm. I have even opted to get them a shelter here at the farm so that instead of me traveling to their homes each and every day, I can at least provide food for them and also a shelter for them to stay here at the farm.
So Hugo, that is Njabula Mpogane. She's just a 26-year-old woman trying to make a living through farming here. And as we have heard from her, the issue of transporting even those workers from different destinations to here. As you can see just behind me, she actually brought in some sort of accommodation for those people to try and reduce the cost here of operations. So that's the current situation. But as much as they are frustrated, they are saying that they are hoping that there will be some solution in the near future, Hugo.
Well, I think it's important for us to capture some of the issues that came out of that interview that you had. And one of those, obviously, is that this young farmer, and it's great that young people are getting into farming, But, you know, the hurdles are absolutely incredible. She's facing delays in going out into the farm to start farming, or starting her work, rather. And then she now has to borrow funds. Interest rates are rising. She's got to fuel those vehicles, and the price of fuel has gone up astronomically in the last few weeks. What does the horizon look like for young farmers in general, do you think?
Yes, she's not the only person I spoke to. I spoke to Mr. Ntuli as well. He's also a farmer from around this area. This area is Lothair, just near Ermelo, and there's a lot of farms here. So the biggest concern, Hugo, is that they don't want a situation whereby they'll end up stopping all the operations here, because we know that as much as they are complaining about the issue of the fuel prices being increased, we also know that the issue of food security is also important. I mean, coming from the COVID-19 pandemic, as I stated earlier, they were hoping that things will now come back into place, but now the cost of living is increasing. So that's the element. Even Jabulo had at some point, she even mentioned that they are uncertain about the future. They are always thinking about it as to what will happen in the future if there is no intervention. But of course, they are resilient, saying that they won't give up just because of the current challenges. They will continue to try and ensure that they do source those funds to keep their businesses running, Hugo.
Our reporter, Mweli Masilela, coming to us from Mpumalanga, and having that conversation with a number of farmers in the area, talking about the challenges that they're facing as farmers, fuel prices going up, and the impact that it has on them farming, and obviously the price of a product to market remaining stagnant. Thank you for your time.